Then we get Randy Orton, Batista, and Ric Flair, a straight-to-camera promo where Randy Orton effectively tells the story of his feud with Mick Foley and the lead-up to the match between Evolution and the Rock and Sock Connection. This was weird.
Oh, so weird.
I'll tell you what Orton does. He all over Mick Foley. That's what he does. And I'm waiting for that little push where he's like, oh, but like, you're a 2-time world champion, Mick. Like, no, none of it. Ric Flair stood there. He keeps laughing, and I realise that he shouldn't be laughing. So then immediately straightening his face, he's like, Batista's just got his arm on Orton the whole time, like he's like holding him up, like he's a pensioner, like he's my age. Terrible. Barely any mention of Rock.
Well, Batista doesn't know what's going on, does he?
No.
Still, he doesn't know what's going on. And what is really strange about it is that, like, Randy Orton will do like a little monologue, and I can only assume it's done in this way because he cannot do this full promo at this stage. So he does a bit of the monologue, and then it cuts to the specific bit that he was talking about and shows the footage of it, and then it cuts back to him. But every time it cuts back to him, it's from a different camera angle, and they're just hanging out on like a staircase. So there's one of them where they're on like the landing kind of bit, and it's just there, and then it comes and it's from a different angle, but they're all stood in the exact same places, just with their heads slightly turned. And then the next angle is like you're down at the bottom of the stairs looking up to them. It's just really weird. I do appreciate they've tried to do something different at least, but not this. Not this.
Do something different, but not like that.
And also, this doesn't feel like it has any place on WrestleMania. This is a last go-home show before...
This is a WrestleMania countdown thing.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
It's the countdown style thing. This is what this should be, a recorded thing that they play on the countdown show.
With Todd Pettingill over the top.
So next up, backstage is Lillian Garcia. She's with Mick Foley. He says this is his first match in 4 years. He says he's overcome with emotion, and then is joined by The Rock, who says, let it go. The Rock does his thing, points to Hurricane and Rosie, points to Santana and Snooker and Muraco. The Rock then gets the cameraman to show the WWE fans in MSG, and if you smell what The Rock and Sock is cooking. Now, I've really enjoyed seeing The Rock in the years leading up to this and his promos. WrestleMania 16, 17, and 18, they were all fantastic. I felt like he was losing it a bit here.
So, I could see where you're coming from. I can completely see. I think the placement of this on the card is perfect because I think even this early in the card, they're losing the crowd big. I think it's very flat. They're really struggling to like keep hold of them. Also, Mick Foley is evidently incapable of doing anything, looking like a well human being and not looking terrified, because he just looks like a deer in the headlights, just looks like he's just lost it completely. And I think The Rock kind of has to take this and run with it because it's just not there for Lord Mick, I don't think. I do kind of agree because his promo for WrestleMania 18 is sensational, extraordinary stuff. I think this is what it needed to be. And also the reality is that this match doesn't matter. The match that they're in. And
he's not really. So after WrestleMania 18, he leaves WWE for a period of time. He wins the WWE title, Vengeance, then faces Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, leaves again, comes back for about a month or two before WrestleMania, fights Hogan, then fights Austin at WrestleMania 19, and then loses to Goldberg, and that's it for him until this match, effectively. He's out of practice. And again, he's back to trying to be a babyface. He's also slimmed down. He looks different. He's got less hair. He's got a goatee. It's just a different thing. The Rock has moved on in his mind, in his look, in every way. He's moved on by this match. And so I just think he's still good. He's still better than most. He's just not at that. This is the greatest control over a crowd we've ever seen.
I really, really like this. I really enjoyed it. I can understand what you mean, because it's not The Rock pausing and letting the crowd fill in for him even while he's backstage. But the charisma on the guy is absolutely outstanding, and I really like his energy. I love the Hamburglar bit with like the Hurricane and Rosie, I think it is. I love the bit where he kind of goes back out into the crowd, and the crowd like, oh hello, there's The Rock. I think The Rock is actually genuinely excited to be wrestling in a match, and I think I may be putting 2 and 2 together and making 5. But I wonder if he's really looking forward to being in the ring with Ric Flair. So I don't know if he would have been at this point, would he? So
No,
maybe
so.
That's why. And that kind of goes into this match, which I think is a chronic waste. But we'll go into the match, I'm sure, in a minute.
This next match is Evolution, which is Randy Orton, Batista, and Ric Flair against The Rock and Sock Connection, The Rock and Mick Foley. They have a match that goes for 17 minutes and ends when Foley gets the hot tag, knocks all the Evolution down. He then hits a double arm DDT on Orton, then goes for Socko, but Orton counters with an RKO out of nowhere and gets the pin. Oh man, your thoughts on this one?
So there's a nice ovation for Foley, a lovely ovation. They get excited for him, which they then quickly cut off so that The Rock can make his entrance. I was going to ask about The Rock and Flair because I couldn't remember them ever being in the ring together. It was very cool, I thought, seeing them go at it. Like Rocky does the strut. Later on in the match, Flair tries to do the people's elbow, which I thought was a lovely little thing. The crowd
with the strut as well. With the strut. It's hilarious. The
crowd are begging for Foley and Orton, and then Foley and Orton get in the ring together, and I think the crowd are begging for it to be over because Mick Foley is, kind of to your point about The Rock being out of practice, Mick Foley looks like he's never been in a wrestling ring at points in this match, I thought. I found it really sad to watch him because he's obviously not in the best physical health, I don't think. There's a little bit of booing The Rock when he cuts off Ric Flair's strut, which I actually quite appreciated from the crowd. You've got the classic Ric Flair off the top rope and Lawler again calling him out on it, which I liked. There's just a lot of many phases of this match are just kind of like a warm little blanket. But it's not a blanket that I particularly needed, to be honest, because I don't really get why it's happening, apart from the fact that it's a chance to get Ric Flair and The Rock and Mick Foley in the ring together and give Orton and Batista that little bit of a rub. I didn't think it was bad, but I don't really get it. I don't get it. And I think this is a victim of what I've watched in the card as well. I'm just like, Cena's win means nothing to me because I know what comes, but also because of the way that it's done. I don't like it. And the subsequent matches, the tag match, and then the Jericho Christian match, I don't care. And this I don't care about. And this is 5 people that I actually quite like, to be honest, at different phases in their careers. And I just thought it was a bit flat, but then they redeemed themselves beautifully by Mick Foley getting the ovation at the end, The Rock clapping him, them having a hug, and I was just like, oh, this is why this match is happening, so that Mick Foley can have that moment. And I thought, cool, I'm all right with that then.
Well, I mean, I think the reason it's happening is because they want to get The Rock on the show. That's the main reason it's happening, right? They want to get The Rock on the show. But I actually think it's a really functional match because not only do they get The Rock on the show and Mick Foley and Ric Flair, but you also have them share the ring with Orton and Batista, which means that they get the rub from The Rock, which very few people going forward will do because there's nobody. Like if you got The Rock one more time at this show and that's it, he's done. Put him in there with these guys, they get a little bit of a rub from it. I thought that worked really well. I liked the match. I thought it was really decent. I liked the stuff between The Rock and Ric Flair. By the way, The Rock and Ric Flair had a singles match on Raw in 2002. So they still did have one other match.
That's unforgivable. You throw that away.
I guess, though, the reason they did it is because, again, The Rock's barely going to be around. So maybe they might even have asked for it. They might even have said,
WWE booking is a mystery.
So I enjoyed the match. I thought it was pretty decent. I went on a big tirade about it at WrestleMania 18. I don't like the fans booing The Rock for whatever reason. And I think in this case, it's about Ric Flair more than anything else, which is better. But still, Flair's the heel. Let's just be clear. Flair is the heel. And I just rather them not boo him.
Unless they're supposed to.
Unless they're supposed to, yeah. And also, he doesn't look the same. He looks different. He's slimmed down. He's, as I said, got the goatee. His hair's shorter. He doesn't look the same. He doesn't look like The Rock. And I think it really told. When I look at the match and you look at the promo before the match, I think what I didn't like about it is it didn't feel like him. And there's a lot he's talked about the fact that when he first went to Hollywood, he was advised to slim down. He was advised to change some of the things that he did. And he, in the end, decided he didn't feel comfortable with it. It wasn't really him. And he wasn't getting the success he wanted. And I felt the parallels were here in this show, which was like The Rock is trying to be mainstream rock. And understandably so. I understand why people would have advised him to get away from the wrestler Rock, because wrestling is just a bit grubby, isn't it? And if The Rock's going to be a respectable mainstream star, especially at this time, he does need to get away from it. But it just doesn't feel like him, and I just felt like that affected his performance both in the ring and before the match. But I did like it. I did enjoy this match.
I quite enjoyed this match as well. It is quite strange though that a match with, specifically retrospectively, for this match to have so much star power and be a bit of a nothing match and not have anything really riding on it. But you guys have kind of covered that already.